Todd, you must be really pleased to get the result tonight.
I think so. After last night, losing to Belfast, but playing good. Like, the guys have been playing really good hockey for the last couple of weeks. I think tonight makes that 3 out of 4, which is something that I haven't been saying a lot this season. But we came off that ropey start. I don't know what it is. I mean, the guys, we automatically play really good on the road. I mean, we played great in Hull, good in Edinburgh, good in Belfast, and we come in front of our home crowd, and you could tell that there was a bit of jitters there. And sometimes maybe with Dundee coming in a bit short-staffed, guys maybe think, might be an easier night tonight. But it took them a minute or two to wake up, and after that, I think we're well in control of that game, and I think the guys put together a really solid win tonight.
Some good goals as well.
And it's just been happening for whatever reason. We changed a couple things 2 weeks ago. Not just lines, just trying to get a different mentality in the dressing room and stuff like this. Not worrying about that pressure on your neck all the time. Like, just go out and play the game, enjoy yourself, and go out there and see what happens. And you can tell the guys are looser because pucks at even in the neutral zone and our zone. Pucks that would be bouncing on other teams' sticks and them getting easy goals or landing on guys' sticks, but it comes from them moving their feet, being confident, and rolling. We rolled 3 lines all night tonight, so guys weren't bagged all night. So yeah, it was all in all, it was good.
With Coventry losing tonight, how much does that win tonight do for our playoff hopes?
You know what? You could beat yourself up looking at these results all the time. I think Nottingham and Hull are in overtime, and so they're going to get points. Every game we go into, these guys know now that every game we go into, we have to get points out of, and our backs are against the wall. But it just feels like the team's coming into form. You're seeing a guy like Reber skate and shoot like we always knew he could. Rail has really become hot lately, scoring goals. Shomor is always going to be an offensive threat, and he hasn't got a lot of on the score sheet lately. But his performance around the ice is what we need out of a guy like that. He's one of the leaders of this team. Like Ned and Reber seem to be playing well together, and they look dangerous all night tonight. So, and same thing with Jamie and Gunny. I think they've disappeared for a couple weeks, and we haven't used them a lot lately. It can be tough. You're sitting on that bench, but we talked about being a positive on the bench, whether you're used for half the game or just parts of the game. You really got to be positive, and so it feels like the team's coming together a little bit, and hopefully it's not too late, but we know we're well within striking range, but we can't afford to make a mistake.
Do you feel that some of the doom and gloom that was sort of surrounding this season has now been lifted by this run you've went on?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's been a tough season, and I think one of the mistakes we made was, and even at home you can see it tonight. I think that out there, even in February, there's still talk about a team that we had last season, and if you look at the league this year, I could be talking out somewhere other than my mouth, but I'm pretty sure that we're closer to second place, and second is closer to first place, if you know what I mean. So that's how compacted the league's become. And for us, you're right, the doom and gloom translates for me is just not finding a way to win games. I think we got 12 or 13 one-goal game losses, and just 1, 2, 3 of those you're right in that mix, but we're not, and we know that. And I just mentioned in the last question about coming out and just being positive and changing our attitude. And you can get into losing ways, but by winning 3 games here, I'd like to think that these guys are getting that winning mentality. If we play like that, we will beat teams and we will pick up points. We're still in control of our own destiny. We're not mathematically relying on people to win games for us, so we have to take it game by game. Keep up like this, you can tell that guys are out on the ice enjoying it. The work ethic is there, so we'll see what happens, but we're pretty pleased.
You're saying the guys play really well away from home. We've seen that on Premier Sports and on web streams and things like that, and maybe maybe not as well at home. Now you've got 2 home games next weekend, so is there something you can do to kind of sort of get that out of their heads and get them playing like they play at home?
Absolutely, it's a mentality. I mean, because the games at home where it was this pack the barn television game, every time it is a big game, I mean, we've gone out and won those games, and so it's just about getting a mentality in this dressing room now that every game for the rest of the season is a huge game, and if they come out and play like they did tonight, you know, like, and I'll reiterate this, I've said it to the players, that we are still making, you know, similar mistakes that we made in the past that we felt that cost us games, but because everybody's you know, sticking up for each other and helping each other out and working hard, you know, those mistakes quickly get forgotten about. You don't focus on them, and yeah, so positive mental attitude and just believing you can win is definitely something that we can do next weekend.
And a couple of line changes as well, which really seems to have kind of got a little bit more energy into the team. Are you wishing you made those changes a couple of weeks ago?
No, because you know, I really think that as a coaching staff, that you have to find a way to get the most out of your players, and I feel that you know, in the past we've done line changes and they haven't worked, but I think it's kind of coincided with what we're talking about, guys playing for the team and playing up to their potential, because I think we've had a lot of underperformers this season. I mean, guys have played well, and we have some guys that we count on a regular basis, but I mean, on the whole, I think that they've underperformed. But just this last 3 weeks, you know, we're getting glimpses of. If you look back to October, November, when we said we believe in this team, we believe in the personnel. I mean, we really do, and that's kind of the reason. But A, they need to find consistency, and B, I think you know, in the British game, you know, whether you're an import or Brit, you have to come out and you do have to bring it every night, or you do find yourself down in this position. So maybe we're peaking at the right time. Hopefully we are, and a couple weeks' time we'll see where we're sitting.
That's it.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Yep.
Have you set yourself a points target for what's remaining, or is it just one at a time?
We really haven't talked about that yet. I mean, it's getting close to that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, our philosophy right now has to be, you know, I know depending on what happens in Hull tonight, we have 2 games in hand on them, and we play them twice. So that we win those 2 games in hand and we beat them, that bumps us up, you know, right next to them. But you know, they picked up a valuable point, maybe 2 points against Nottingham tonight. So these things always change. So the points target, you know, we may talk about that as a team, but I think that, like I'd mentioned earlier, I think it's important that we just go out there believing we're going to win every game. And if we take points from every game from here on into the season, I mean, we're in there, right? But I mean, that's a huge ask, especially for a team that hasn't put together, you know, more than 2 wins in a row this season. But like I mentioned, they're playing well, and hopefully we can kind of just, you know, ride this mini wave, if you want to call it that, and build on it.